This is going to be a video tutorial on how to make buttons in JavaScript, particularly on Khan Academy's computer science section. This program is demonstrating sort of like the novice way to go about making buttons, and it's novice because I'm hard coding some variables for like the position and the dimensions of the button, and then I'm using those variables to go ahead and draw the button with those numbers. But if you get into a larger program, like you'll have like hundreds and hundreds of these variables, and you'll just get confused. So this works out for smaller programs and just learning how to go about doing that. And for this one, I just made like a background with like a fading text. I think it fades. Yeah, so the word click just fades away, just to like demonstrate, like if you click over here or over here or over here, nothing happens. If you click right here, then the effect happens. So inside the mouse pressed function is where you're going to want to detect for mouse clicks. And once again, I'm using those hard-coded values and basically testing if the point defined by mouse X and Y, which are system variables that tell you where the mouse is at. So mouse X is increasing, mouse Y is increasing. If that point is within the parameters of this rectangle, then I will do this. And that's pretty much all I have to say for that, but let's go ahead and take a look at a more advanced way to go about doing that. In JavaScript, we can make objects, and so this is the constructor for my button object, and each of them is going to have all of these properties. So you set this dot property name equal to the variable that you're passing in. So if we come down here and take a look at where I'm making variables, these are going to be my button objects. In other words, they're going to come up here and say, okay, where's button? Button is this thing. So all of these numbers are going to go into this template for what a button ought to be, and then this is going to have these properties with this set of numbers that I passed in, and bools and whatever else, whatever variable types you can pass in, you can pass in. But it's also going to have a method, because I defined one here using the prototype, which inherits from the button object. And so any of these variable names, I can just use the dot operator and then draw as if that was a function. And then it's going to say, well, this is a button object. Button objects have a draw method. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use this template to draw the button. And inside of the draw, the way I defined it, I used these this dot x, this dot y, this dot w, and whatnot. One thing that I didn't do in this program is I didn't make a dot clicked or a dot mouse over or anything like that. I used a slightly different approach here than I would normally do by just making a normal function. This actually isn't part of the buttons object. It's not a method of the buttons object, but what it does is it takes button variables as a parameter, and then it uses the dot operator within itself to access their parameters. So like down here in mouse clicked, I'm calling the clicked function with button objects as an argument, and then it'll look at all those variables and it'll return true if the mouse point is within the rectangle defined by the button's parameters. And then you can use the dot operator to modify the button object's properties. Like each button object has a clicked property, which is getting set to false on each of these. And so this is just a switch logic. If it's one thing, make it the other. Otherwise, make it the thing. If it's true, this is shorthand for if clicked equals true. So if it's true, make it false. Otherwise, make it true. And so if you click inside of the button, it just oscillates between true and false. Hope somebody finds that helpful. I'm gonna end this video tutorial with that thought.